Hey everyone, I'm Cliffect, and today is Sculpture and Story time, where I tell a story while I sculpt. This time we are going to hear about Steve Stan, the robot. So let's get started. One grey Monday morning, a little robot woke up for the first time in a very peculiar way. Oh, for the love of... his creator swore as he looked at the diagnostic screen. Completely new to this world, the little robot remained quiet, unsure of what to do. His creator sighed. At default, in the brain again, the creator sighed. I used the whole weekend on this little bot and still it doesn't work. It's like the microchips and the modules are fighting each other. It makes no sense. He kept talking to himself. At that moment, the little robot felt one of its legs twisting and turning without it telling it to do so. Scared and unsure of what was happening, the little robot opened his mouth for the first time. "What has happened to me, creator?" he asked. "What is happening to you doesn't really matter," his creator said coldly. "What is going to happen to you is more important, and you're going to get repurposed." The little robot frowned at that. "Repurposed? Is that like dead?" The creator nodded. "You could say that, yes." The little robot thought for a while. "I don't like that word. I don't like that happening to me." His creator snorted. "Well, of course you don't like that happening to you, but it's going to happen anyway. You're a defect, you see." While talking, the creator looked at his watch. "Though, repurposing you will have to wait. I have a nuclear robot engineering class to get to," he said, before he started walking towards the door. "Could you at least give me a name?" the little robot asked. The creator shocked at that. "I don't know. Steve? Stan? It doesn't matter. I'm going to repurpose you when I get back, you know." The little robot looked down. "I know, but at least I will have a name. For a time." After the creator had left the workshop, Steve Stan sat for a while, thinking of his very short life. While he was thinking, his arms and his legs were twisting and turning without him having any control over it. That must be his default, Steve Stan thought. But was that really enough for him to get repurposed? To die? Steve Stan didn't want to die. He didn't want to become something else. He liked him for being who he was, even if his legs were dancing and twisting without him asking them to. But then a thought struck him. What if he could repair himself? Then maybe the creator will not repurpose him. Then maybe he would get to live. His hope would quickly silence though, as he looked at the diagnostic screen. The defect lied in the brain. The microchips wouldn't talk properly to one another, making his body twist and turn. But in every other aspect, his brain worked fine, which gave Steve Stan a new idea. Even though that his brain defect was unrepairable, then maybe he could be of use to the creator in some other way. Maybe he could still earn his right to live by being useful in some other way. He started looking around the little workshop and saw many things that needed fixing. Robots, vacuums, air conditioner. There were so many things that the creator apparently didn't have time to do. The robot could definitely help with that. He was a smart little guy with a fully upgraded analytics system. Repairing a few bots and things wouldn't be that difficult for him. So he found himself a toolbox and got to work. He unclogged the vacuum so it could roar fiercely again. He calibrated the humidifier so the humidity again was at 42.3, which was perfect for the plants and the windows. He tightened loose screws at the table, fixed the air conditioner, even cleaned the desks. He kept going and going until the workshop stood perfectly. That put Steve Stan in a good mood. He enjoyed fixing things and making them shine again. He was actually happy for the first time in his short life. But all his hope and happiness were quickly taken away from him when he passed an older robot. You really think all your fixing and turning will change everything, boy? The old robot laughed. Then you are really naive. Steve Stan looked at him surprised. But I'm doing good work. I'm useful. Useful or not, the old robot exclaimed. You still defect. And who are you to speak to me in such a way? Steve Stan asked angrily. The old robot sent him a knowing smile. While I'm only the first and the best robot the creator ever made. Steve Stan couldn't argue with that. A non-defect older robot was bound to do no better than he was. Oh, okay, he answered the grumpy old robot before quietly shuffling away. What was he supposed to do? If it didn't matter what he did, then how could he prove himself to the creator? He couldn't. There was nothing he could do, Steve Stan realized, while he was shuffling back to his place, waiting for being with purpose. But then another idea struck him. What if there was something somewhere in his body he could fix that would make him so much better so his defect wouldn't be noticeable? With new hope and determination, Steve Stan ran back to his toolbox and opened it before he opened himself. He went through every wire, every knot in his body, opened up and looked at it, making sure it worked in perfect order and was in perfect condition. But the more he systematically checked and saw, the less hope he got. Everything was perfect. There was nothing that could be tuned up or upgraded or fixed to become better. He was, in all definitions, a shiny, new, well-built robot. The only problem was that his noggin was defect. His hands worked fine if they didn't tremor, and everything inside of him was perfect. It was then it happened. One of his legs, the one that had shaken and trembled the most, went silent, dead, unmoving, unbecoming. No matter what Steve Stan tried to do, it wouldn't react. He had his heart in his hand when it happened, ready to see if he could fix it in some way or another. When his leg died, he tightened his grip around his little heart, not sure of what to do now. Not sure there was anything to do now. The little robot tightened his hand around the screwdriver, thinking that maybe it would just be easy if he drive the screwdriver through his heart instead of try to fix it his heart. But suddenly the door went open and voices were heard. Are you sure you wouldn't rather come tomorrow? His creator asked an older man walking in to the workshop. It is sort of messy now. Well, I don't see any mess, the older professor said, looking around. The creator looked around in his workshop, dumbfounded. I left in such a hurry I didn't have time to clean. I don't know who did, he said, confused. Well, I did, Steve Stan said in a little voice. You did? The creator exclaimed, surprised. And who might you be? The professor asked, looking curious at the little bot. I am Steve Stan, for now, but I'm soon to be repurposed, he answered politely. And why is that? The professor asked. Because I'm defect, little Stan-Steve answered plainly. One of my legs has already started working, so soon I will be of no purpose to the creator. I see, the old man answered, and looked thoughtfully down. Now, Stan-Steve, was it? Yes, sir, the robot answered. Will you please run a diagnostic on your purpose module? Of course, sir, Stan-Steve answered willingly and began to run the diagnostic. But no matter how hard he tried, the diagnostic wouldn't happen. It does seem that I'm unable to do that, sir, since I don't have a purpose module. The old man was now looking at Stan-Steve's creator, asking, Now, student, will you please answer me? How can this little robot be defect when he doesn't have a purpose? How can you claim that he doesn't work when you haven't assigned him any type of work? When he isn't specifically designed for anything, isn't he free to choose his own purpose and therefore also choose his own worth? The old man asked. His student, Stan-Steve's creator, just stood there. Was all he could manage to say. Now, addressing the little robot, the professor said, You are only as defect as you choose to be. You might have obstacles, difficulties that you need to overcome or need to live with, but that doesn't make you any less valuable. That doesn't mean that you don't have a purpose in life. And if you would like, you could join me in my workshop and I help you find your purpose. The little robot couldn't believe his luck and jumped up on one leg and said, I would love that, sir. Thank you very much. And that is how the little robot got to live and got to find his purpose with the professor. He became the upkeep of the professor's workshop for many years until the professor passed away. After that, he became the upkeep of his daughter's workshop and so on. Until he finally felt like his purpose was fulfilled and he shut himself down. And that, guys, is it for this sculpture, story and video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like little Steve Stan. And I hope to see you next time. Please consider like, comment and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. And if you can't wait until next time, why not hit the square to the right? Where's another good story waiting for you. Until then, bye!